Good evening to all, and thank you so much for joining this session. Neeraj Kumar Pandey. I work with MB Software Private Limited as an MWS program manager. My job responsibility over here is to look after the customers with from a from a maintaining the healthy relationship between the customer and the partner, and making sure that whatever investment the customer has done on the O365 pieces, I make sure that the adoption and the consumption for that thing is up to the mark, up to a particular level. Now we make sure that, or I will say, I make sure that all the usage or the consumption is up to a certain level, depending upon uh, the segment that you fall in. So it depends upon different sectors of the organizations. uh, so I manage almost today I'm managing almost more than 600 customers, and from a training, from new offerings, from pitching a new solution, giving the proper guidance on what tool to use and when, everything is taken care by me, and I have been doing this for the past 4.5 years. And overall experience I have in this field is more than 8 years. So that was all about me, and let us get started with this session, that is do more work, do more with less. Now, before I start with the presentation, I would like to have a greet all of you to firstly good evening to all of you, and a very warm welcome to this session on a workshop that is initiated by MB Software Private Limited. We make sure that we give you the best solution what we could in the what we have been doing for the past 30 years. Okay, MB is more than 30 years older. uh, we are one of the biggest partner for Microsoft, with having all the required certifications and competencies that we wanted to fulfill. Now the agenda for this workshop is all about M365, giving you the best solution what we could get. Now, why this? Why the name as do more with less? Okay, first I'll introduce you that concept. Now, as we all know, the current economic conditions are impacting organizations across the globe. Just give me a moment. I'll disable my camera so that the bandwidth are not consumed too much. Yeah. So I was like, yeah, we were on, as we all know, that the current economic conditions are impacting organizations across the globe. People are getting layoff now. It doesn't matter if you were the star performer of the month previously, or you have been associated with the company for more than 20 years. Okay, in times like these, every investment that the organization does on the people and the technology that they use must be strategic to help organizations achieve their business goal. We have to make sure that the decisions are strategically taken, and with due respect of both the factors needs to be taken care. That is your people and your technology. Now, to help navigate this economic uncertainty, Microsoft has started this initiative, which is called as Do More with Less. So we are doing this with the help of Microsoft. So if whatever presentation, whatever demo that we are showcasing you, it's again validated by Microsoft as well, and then only we are giving you these demos, and suggesting you the best solution whatever we could. And if you are interested in all these things in a larger or in a broader way, we can have a connect offline post this session, maybe this week or maybe the next week. Okay, now to help navigate this economic uncertainty, Microsoft has started this initiative, which is called as Do More with Less. Now, Microsoft 365 brings these capabilities together into one integrated experience that makes hybrid work easier and smarter for all the employees. With Microsoft 365, partners like us can help the customers to do more with less by enabling them to consolidate and eliminate operating costs, optimize business performance, and build a foundation for a zero trust security strategy to reduce security breaches and their impact. Now, I'm sure that you may have heard about Zero Trust Foundation. Now, what does this zero trust refers to? That we are going to discuss in this session. Now, before I start with the further slides and presentations, I would like to ask you few questions to all the people. Not in the form of as in verbal, but there will be a poll that will be visible on your screen. So I request Hariom to please launch that poll so that everybody can go through those questions that we wanted to get an idea what you people think about. So Hariom, you ready? Please.
Yeah, Neeraj, I have launched. I just launched the poll.
Okay. So requesting everybody to please look out this question that is available. So you will see a dialog box on your screen. If not, then do let me know. I will if you're not able to see on your screen, just go to chat button at the left hand side, and there will be a poll and where you can click on it and you can see the poll that is available on your system. Okay. So I request everybody to please fill that information so that we will, accordingly emphasize on a particular solution that we are about to showcase you in this 2 hours of session. And I appreciate everybody's time. So the first question is, what type of threat? So basically, we are most concerned about all the threats that are available into the today. So we want to make sure that we are safeguarded from all the threats. How important? Definitely, it is extremely important. What are the top security challenges? Okay, we wanted to make sure that identify and track compromised user identities, security data protectability to work on both on-prem, and I will say control over access to SaaS applications. Would you like to protect company emails? Yes, I do. And how do you measure or track your devices vulnerability? We have EDR. No, we have third party solutions. Okay. Now, has everybody, filled it? I can see there are only two responses. Requesting everybody to please fill it so that we can. I can see three responses are there. Perfect. Vivek is writing something. Yes, Vivek. Okay. Chalo. Never mind. So, thank you for the responses for those people who have, submitted the responses. Now, another small task that I would like to give you all of you is, we can have a small interactive, have a first level of introduction, a very small introduction session that so that I can know who you are and from which company you are from and what are you expecting from today's session. And if in between, if you wanted to share your journey, how you have overcome the the pandemic outbreak, how you have taken care of everything within that 2 years of span. So that will be great for all of us to see how how well we have taken care. Okay, sure, Vivek, no problem. So let's start with Sushil. Sushil, if you can unmute yourself and share some share your introduction with all of us. Sushil Yole.
Yeah, hello, Neeraj. I'm Sushil
Yes.
from Sultan Energy. I'm heading here technology quality management, and we do have also recently or in last 6 months, we have got some people have upgraded to the Office 365. So we are also upgrading our systems as and when there is a need and a requirement.
Okay. And Sushil, if you can share me like what is your expectation for this today's session? Like what you are expecting majorly?
Yeah, I'm expecting same with your first statement. I mean, how can
Zero
we,
Trust Foundations.
yeah, and how we can make optimum use of this Office 365, and I mean, what are the benefits
Hmm.
to go for the complete this thing, because this carries a cost. So not all
Correct.
organizations will go for it. That's why the clear benefits and comparisons, if you have with
Hmm.
our existing version versus new version, what all benefits and how the productivity can be
Sure.
improved with these solutions.
Sure. I will take care of all those things. Okay, Sushil?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Sushil, and welcome to this session. Okay. Let's start with Rahul. Rahul Singh, you're next. Hello, Rahul, can you hear us? Never mind. There is one more person, that is secure credentials. Can you please, I means you can unmute yourself and introduce. Hello, secure credentials. Can you hear us? Okay, you don't have mic. No problem. So I'll expect that you are also expecting something from a security point of view, because that's what this session is all about. Okay. So we'll get started with the slide presentation. Okay. So I'll just enable some laser. Yes. Okay. Now to continue with the slides, we have heard from our customers what they want. Okay, we have been continuously in touch with all of our customers, whomsoever has procured M365. Let it be M365, let it be O365, let it be the security, piece. Now their major what they are looking out for is are these three things. That is, they wanted to cut costs and eliminate the redundant solution that they have been procured for the past in the past 2 and 3 years. They wanted to get best of breed protection and productivity. And last is the delivering the simple to use solutions from an IT point of view, so that they can work together. Which is meant to be in such a way that it which is meant in such a way that they can use it, design, and work together. Now, this after 2 years of pandemic, organizations have a lot to deal with. The first thing is hybrid work is now just work. Employees have embraced flexible work and its benefits, and they are straight away rejecting a return to hustle culture. They don't wanted to go and start their daily job. They don't wanted to work on that, which is disrupting all traditional work habits and practices. 38% of people are already hybrid working, and 53% of people are considering transitioning to hybrid in the year ahead. Going forward, they are looking for complete hybrid environment. Now, this is not said by me. This is again taken care by, us. A statistics that was research that was being done by Microsoft Work Trend Index in 2022, under the name as Great Expectations Making Hybrid Work. If you want, you can go and search for this statistics. Secondly, the security concerns inherent to a hybrid workforce. For the past 2 years, organizations have rapidly adopted multiple cloud technologies. that allowed them to continue being productive. Today, the cloud extension became part of the IT perimeter, a growing perimeter which security teams need to protect. In fact, Microsoft security researchers have tracked a, an increase of more than 130% in ransomware attacks. Again, this is cyber resilience statistics done in May 2021 by Microsoft Security Insider. And last, the third, the most important one, Gartner estimates that by 2023, 75% of organizations will restructure risk and security governance to address the widespread adoption of technologies, which is an increase from fewer than 15% what they have done in 2021. Okay, again, it's the IT roadmap for cybersecurity in 2021 by Gartner. Lastly, the macroeconomic climate is challenging all of us to think differently about investments, making sure that all those carbon footprint that are done on cloud, we also have to make sure that those are also taken care. As Microsoft has announced that by 2030 they will be completely going, eco-friendly. Okay. Today we will be presenting you how Microsoft 365, the SKU, will help you organize, your organization, maximize the IT investment, and do more with less. This is what Satya speaks whenever this security comes into picture. Now, if you notice this graph, we have added all the solutions. If you notice something, we have added all the solutions, that is starting from productivity, then create and design, chat, analytics, learning, phone, employee well-being, calendar and scheduling. But Microsoft 365 gives everything in single solution. You do not have to jump from one to the other. Otherwise, what will happen? I have a separate portal for this. I have a separate portal for this. I have a separate portal for this. There are few portals which can be used in the form of, where you can create that SSO, but not everything. Again, you have to remember multiple ID and password. Same goes with your end users as well. So we have to make sure that these systems are available today with your end users as well as from an IT point of view as well. Now, M365 E3 completely looks for, as I can say that you can benefit from a solution that enables your organizations to do secure collaboration, which delivers an integrated and seamless end user experience. With Microsoft 365 or with Microsoft E3, you can enable your cloud journey through simple steps. One is zero trust foundations. Today, even though the identity that people are carrying with themselves, you can challenge that identity, because none of the identities or none of the users should be trusted, because 33% of the attacks that happen today is are from internal. Okay. It could be intentional, it could be unintentional, we never know. Okay. So the cloud platform with end-to-end built-in security controls for the digital worker, that is your zero trust foundations. By using Microsoft 365, businesses get comprehensive, connected, and scalable security controls that are built into the collaborative experience. Now, to give you a measure of scale, to to give you a measure of scale, today Microsoft 365 hosts and protects more than 270 million Teams users every day. Now, just imagine 270 million users are active every day on Microsoft Teams. That means more than that could be utilizing Office 365 online portal, or maybe through your desktop application. The second solution which will help you to eliminate redundant solution is your simplified endpoint management. Now, simplified IT management with tools to identity, recommend, and implement practices. Imagine being on top of and in control of your organization's technology landscape without the need for additional resources. You do not have to have multiple solutions, like you should have a third party firewall, a third party EDR solution, a different antiviruses. Then you will require three to four different people who would be taking care of all these solutions. It means a sort of expertise to manage these things. Now, the again, it's a sort of it's a cost to the company, right, which is being borne by the organization every year. But believe me, when you go for ME3, initially you will feel that you have paid a lot, but down the line for the next 3 to 5 years, when you look out for this, when you look out for the return ROI, return of investment, you will find out that you have saved a lot of money, because it is not just spoken by me. There is a total value calculator which is available on the on Google, which you can easily use to find out like how much value, how much money you will save while using or while moving to a single solution, that is Microsoft 365 E3. The third and the most important is productivity and collaboration. So, the cloud first experience for today's digitally connected and distributed workforce, whether they are information workers or frontline workers, no matter where they work from, Microsoft 365 is designed for all the ways people work today. Now, let it be your frontline users like your receptionist, your foot workers, the people who are working on the road, always on the go. They are roaming users. Paramedics, and then people who are sales users. You wanted to make sure that they're connected to the organization. ME3 or Microsoft 365 is a single stop solution for you. If I have to break it down, if I have to showcase you what all things you will be getting according to the modules that are mentioned over here, in devices you have Surface laptops plus different OEM partners, that is HP, then Lenovo, then Crestron. There are many things. Operating system Windows 11 Enterprise, with some business class features and some best tips and tricks available for the end users. Azure Active Directory, Microsoft Defender for Endpoint, Microsoft Purview Information Protection. They all are there to make sure that your identities are protected, your devices are protected, and your data is also protected. They are not accidentally or unaccidentally shared with anybody. Then to manage your devices, you have Intune. Okay, so you can do MDM, MAM solution. With Windows Auto Patch, you make sure that all the solutions, all the systems are up to date. And then Universal Print is again used to have or manage your printers directly from the cloud. And last but not the least, collaboration is a place where you can, manage or make sure that all your users within the organizations are connected to each other, and having, the best solution from an office point of view is using the applications like Word, Excel, PowerPoint gives you some amazing functionalities and features available onto the cloud by Microsoft. Yeah, the again with some great collaborative approach within the organization. Okay, now this is again broken down into three major roles within each main role. That is under Zero Trust Foundation, you take care of identities, you take care of your threats, which has been again used by multiple platforms, and we have to protect sensitive information. Now most of the time we just make sure that these things are available. We sometimes we neglect these two important aspect of any organization, that is defending because today many organizations have allowed the BYOD concept, that is bring your own device. There are also people who are using bring your own license concept as well. Okay. Now today, if I'm using BYOD concept, I have to make sure that wherever the user is logging in, accessing the resources of my organization, it has to be secured, it has to be trusted, and it has to be a validated one, right? So those things we tend to neglect. Today, we have to make sure that these things are also taken care, and we don't want any user to intentionally or unintentionally share any data to the outside world, because this might create a lot of loss for my organization. Simplified endpoint management. Today, if I am using the BYOD concept, I have to make sure that the user is not doing shadow IT in the ID that has been provided to that user from my organization. That I don't want any MB ID to be utilized for trial or so for some other identity purpose. Deploy any endpoint from the cloud. Today, the traditional way of making the system ready is slowly and slightly getting obsolete thanks to Windows Autopilot over here, which is available, and delivering the best experience with Windows 11. So we know that how operating systems have evolved, starting from 95 to Windows 2000, then XP, Service Pack 1, 2, 3, then Windows Vista, Windows 7, then Windows 8, 8.1. For a time being, Windows 9 was also available, but due to a big failure on Windows 9, Microsoft just discontinued and came up with Windows 10 and Windows 11 respectively. But believe me, the experience that we have in Windows 11 is just amazing. Cloud ready solution, cloud ready operating system with some enhanced security features available with Windows 11. Last but not the least, productivity and collaboration. Again, most of the organization is neglecting this major role, because your organization is because of your employees. Okay, if your employees are happy, the organization will grow, and if the organization will definitely grow, they'll think about their employees as well. So we have to make sure that everyone is connected and working together. We have to make sure that they are not feeling stressed out, so that we can at least we can learn the patterns that they're working on and try to improvise it. So thanks to Viva Insights that is available today with Microsoft Office 365, that actually does what it says over here. Okay, you can see how a user is working and try to build a solution so that it doesn't go against that user. Okay, and last, engage and empower your employees with some giving some solutions, like making sure that they're growing in their respective fields, uh, 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 a channel, a medium where they can learn something by themselves. And if the manager has some path to be decided to their respective and to their respective reporting, he or she can design that path to, so that they can upgrade and excel within their field. Okay, now to start off with, we have zero trust. That is, it's a foundational to greater security. Now, it may look complex if you think about its architecture from a technical point of view, but the essence of this approach is very simple. We have to be, or it is proactive. It is integrated. It is integrated security controls across your entire environment that have three principles. It verifies explicitly. You don't know what you don't know, right? Always make security decisions using all available data points, including identity, location, device health, resource data classification, and anomalies. Use least privilege access. Limit the access with just in time and risk based conditional access policies. No standing privileges, and assume breach. Minimize blast radius with microsegmentation, end-to-end encryption, continuous monitoring, and automated threat detection and response. So to give you an example, this is what I wanted to show you. Okay. Now here, what is happening is your identities are stored in cloud. You can have both different types of identities. One could be cloud only identities, where all the identities are managed directly from the cloud. Second is your hybrid. That is, you create an identity in your Active Directory and synchronize to the cloud, so that users can be policies can be pushed from the backend through Azure AD. And federated identities are also possible. So here, considering you have a cloud identity, I have endpoints through where the users are continuously logging in. Now this is the policy engine which will keep on evaluating on a regular basis. Every 10-15 seconds, this policy engine is being checked for any new changes, and then accordingly, It will apply whatever policy you have deployed from the backend. So I'll be showcasing you a small demo on how these things are taken care in the backend, from the backend. Secondly, defend against threats across all your endpoints with Microsoft Defender for Endpoint. Today, I'll also showcase you how I can, or how Defender for Endpoint block at first sight, which is called as BAFS. Any threat or any virus it detects on a browser that you are using, Defender will automatically block it. It will also ask the user not to download it if they're trying to download it, and if it is actually a highly classified uh, threat or any virus, Defender will automatically block the execution of that particular file. Will I showcase you that as well? And last but not the least, you can make sure that all the data that you have, let it be your Excel, Word, PowerPoint, you can protect them with the help of classifying some, or assigning some labels from the backend, which can be, or which you can enforce the users to apply them whenever they save the document. Unless and until that document has not been classified, the documents will not get saved. So let us do one thing. Let us get into the the demo. Now, in between, if anybody has a question, feel free to ask. Does anybody has a question? Okay, chalo, I'll show you. Now, the screen that you are seeing on the, on your I have shared my screen. Uh, this is the admin portal for Office 365. Now, here what I'm going to show you is Zero Trust Foundation. So, firstly, when you say Zero Trust Foundation, you have to make sure that your identities are protected, and with along with identities, you have passwords associated to it. Now, how do you manage, or how do you make sure that these things are protected? The first and very important thing in Office 365 is your multi-factor authentication. Make sure that your multi-factor authentications are enabled for all the users. So you just have to click on multi-factor authentication over here, click on configure it, and it will open in a new browser where you can manage, the whole MFA process from the backend, and you can enforce the end users to make sure that MFA is being implemented in your organization. So now, what is this MFA? MFA is basically one more additional step towards your identity, securing your identities. Okay, so multi-factor is, this is the one place where I can manage, where I can uh, enable multi-factor authentication. These are some basic concepts. See, I can also skip multi-factor from federated users on my internet. So I can enter my email address, IP address accordingly, so that it will not ask users if they are coming from this particular IP. So this is again under my control. Let me just close this. One is this, another one is your identity. So to manage your identity on Office 365, you have to go to Azure Active Directory. Okay, so your Azure Active Directory is over here. Okay, this is your Azure Active Directory. You click on that Azure Active Directory here, it will open this particular page. Now, what I said, I wanted to manage the identities. So, firstly, what I'm going to do is my MFA has been applied. So, I have to do some password protection. Now, what does this password protection refers to? I'm sure that in your organization also you must have applied password policies, like after 3 attempts, the system should get locked. After 5 attempts, account should get locked. So it will ask users to, or they will come and tell your IT administrator to please, unlock it. I'm getting this error. So the user will go to Active Directory, see the account, and then, unlock it. Now, But what all policies do you also apply? You also apply saying, that after 45 days every user has to change the password, right? And then later on, you cannot forcefully ask somebody that you cannot use these passwords unless you have some third party solution. But if you have M365 E3, here I have one concept of banning a custom password list. I have this custom password list created. I say that nobody should be able to utilize this password. Now I'll give you an example also of this. So what I'm going to do is I have some user in my tenant. I have created this. Okay. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is, now let us assume that Pradeep is from the the sales department, and what he has done is he has by mistakenly logged out from his from his account, that is from portal.office 365. I wanted to change the password. So instead of going to the IT administrator, what I have given a solution to my end user is SSPR. Okay, that is called as self-service password reset. Now this is a universal link. Here it will be available for every single user. Now here I will write the email address of Pradeep. Okay, I will enter the captcha. TK. Now it will have some informations that the end user have entered while configuring it for the first time. Okay, so here I have given my phone number. So here you can also have multiple contact method over here. I will enter my phone number, that is, so I have to use the password. So I'm entering the password. Now it will ask me to change the password. Now just look out for something. I will enter the password, one of them over here. So it is telling me that the password is strong, but if I try to click on finish, it will throw an error. It is saying that unfortunately I cannot use a password which is banned by my organization. Now, even though if you would have not enter anything over here, Microsoft preserves a directory, preserves a database that has all the custom password from across the globe. Okay, which is being used commonly by almost everybody today. So even though if I use a password called as pass at the rate 123, it will not allow me to do so. See, I have not entered pass at the rate 123 over here, but still it is not allowing me to enter or to use pass at the rate 123 from here. This is this. Okay. So I can cancel this, I can close this, and I can, use the concept of conditional access further. Okay. Now here, let me just go back. So that was about protecting your. First, we found out how do we protect our identity. That is by applying MFA, and second one, or how we protected our password, so that you don't let user keep a safe, very small and simple password, so that anybody can detect, guess it right. Now, The types of password, other than password protection, there are more options available for you. Now, authentication methods, if you notice over here, I have so many authentication methods. These methods are somewhere to be you use in such a way that they are passwordless authentication method. So if I go to Microsoft Authenticator, look out for the option that I have over here today. It says that show applications name in push and passwordless notification. That is, you're in your authenticator. Instead of instead of just asking that there is just office is trying to access, please allow or reject if it is you or you're not. Today I will be able to get the name of the application which is trying to get access. Secondly, it will also give me a geographic location. So I'll give you an example of this as well. uh, yeah, let me just open this. In between, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. You can unmute yourself and ask the question.
Neeraj, this is here.
Yes, Sushil.
Actually, I would have to step out in next 10 minutes. I wanted to look into the productivity related thing. Not sure if you are going to cover now or later.
That will be the last part, Sushil.
Maybe you can share the recording or something there.
Sushil, we can also connect offline if you want. Okay. You can contact with the team that has been contacting you for this event. You can tell them that wanted to know about productivity, and we can connect offline if you want.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Thanks for your time, Sushil. So if you notice the authenticator app which I have over here is over here at the top, and I have a passcode attached to it, and you can see that I have so many accounts added in my authenticator. So if today, Pradeep, let me just, okay, so I'll open portal.office.com. Okay, so you can see that it has automatically logged in. Now let us try with some other user over here. Wait, let me just minimize this and use some. Wait. Okay. So I use this, I go to next, and then I enter the password. So you can see that here it is asking me for a approval for request. So if I minimize and if I show you the authenticator, if you notice it says application name and the location where it is coming from. Okay, since it's an Azure virtual machine, that is the reason it is giving me Pune. But if you would have if you would have mentioned your IPs correctly, it would have given you the correct IP address over here. I will say approve. Once I approve this, again I have to. You can see that it is approved, and if I go back and check this, it has been logged in. Okay, so you saw that I have now logged in with my using the authenticator, that is Microsoft Authenticator. Now, the second solution that I would like to know explain you is about the passwordless. So you have this Windows Hello for Business available. So unfortunately, I do not have those certificates available as of now, but you can go with passwordless as well, where the user does not have to enter the email address. It just asks you to match the number that is available on that authenticator and which is displayed on your screen. So it will automatically log you in with without using without entering any password. Okay. Now, since my organization have is in the hybrid environment today, my system or my security team does not trust on the device that I'm coming from which device I'm coming or accessing the O365 resources. So what they have done is they can implement a concept of conditional access. Okay, now what does this conditional access refers to? So for just for your information, I have applied two conditional access. One is the browser restriction and one is a trusted location. Now, if a user logs in from any of the browser, okay, so I'll give you a browser restriction also. I'll showcase you a browser restriction. What I have done is if I have mentioned specified users, if Alex tries to log in from any browser. Okay, doesn't matter which all device he's coming from, but whichever browser he is coming from with this identity, he will not be allowed to access those applications. Okay, I have blocked it. So let us go and see if it works. So what I'll do is forget this account. Okay, so I will enter the password is right, but you can see the error. You cannot access this right now. Why? Because I have put Alex in that particular policy. Now let us take an example with Pradeep. Let me just add a user over here. Okay, I'll quickly add Pradeep so that you will come to know that it gets applied for everybody. Okay, just give it a second. It will, okay, the policy has been updated. You go back, you again try with Pradeep. It will take some time. Well, see, you cannot access this right now. Why? Again, I am putting Pradeep into that particular policy. Now, I have also created one more policy that is saying that if a user is coming from trusted location, other than trusted location, it should ask for MFA. See this. And I have also asked them to be compliant. So this compliance policy, I'll show you how I have created this compliance policy. It is created under your endpoint management portal, where I will create a configuration where I'll create a policy in such a way that these things to be fulfilled by the device that is going to access my O365 resources. And if it does not fall under that policy, it will not allow that user to log in with your Office 365 resources to access the O365 resources. You can create n number of policies, n number of policies and conditional access over here, and it will give you the answer. Now if you have multiple policies apply created over here and you wanted to check, and if you have a scenario that what if a user is trying to do this and that, you can see, click on this and it will give you result like which application will get implemented. I say that if Megan is If Megan is accessing any cloud apps, country is from India, device platform is Android, client app is browser, what will happen? So I have to add the IP address as well. Uh, let's see what is my IP. So I say what if? Okay, classic policies are not apply. See, it says no policy will get applied. That means a user can easily, use this, or uh, user will be able to access O365 resources with this ID. Okay. Any question? Any question on conditional access and password policies? Anybody? Feel free to ask any questions if you have with respect to the thing that I've showcased you. Now let us go to the endpoint security, that is Intune, MDM and MAM, that is mobile device management and mobile application management. So today, if I am seeing the iOS devices that are being managed from this particular uh, portal, you can see that there is one phone, the Neeraj's iPhone, which has been managed from your portal, from your iPhone, from your device management portal. I can retire. So if Neeraj leaves the organization today, and if I wanted to delete all the information that are associated to organization, only organization data should go away. I can click on this retire or wipe. Only organization data will get deleted. Rest every personal data will be as it is. It will not even touch those data because it uh, creates that container in your in your phone. Now there are two types of solution with the help of Intune that you can do. One is MDM, the whole device will be managed, and one is MAM. That is only O365 solutions or applications will get managed, not everything. Okay. Second, I have made this device fully managed, so I can see all the details, all the applications that are installed within that device. You can see this, so that I can see these applications are being allowed by the IT administrator, and then only user are able to uh, install this. Again, those things can be controlled, like only application. I don't want the other users to install it from the application store or Apple store. Those things are again under my control for Android as well as for your iOS. Device configurations. What is the configuration that I have applied? If for compliance, see this. Now these are the applications that are being pushed from the backend. So I'm managing all these devices, these applications from the backend. Okay. And if I go back to the endpoint, sorry, or to the devices, you'll be able to come to know here how many devices are enrolled into this portal. Now, since this is a demo environment, it will have only one or two or four max to max. But in a live environment, you'll get a proper information about everything. Okay. So this is about your making sure your identities, devices, and everything are managed centrally. Any question on this particular thing? Anybody? If you have, please feel free to ask a question.
Hi, sorry to interrupt you, Neeraj.
Yes,
Hi
Bhavna.
everyone. We have also populated a feedback form, consultation form. So I request each one of you to please do submit your responses. That will enable us to serve you better. Over to you,
Yes.
Neeraj. Thank you.
So the forms is available in the chat section. You just have to go there, click on it, and fill the form. Okay. Yeah. So that was about, the Zero Trust Foundation. Let us move to these slides. It is about simplified endpoint management. Now, simplified endpoint management, basically Microsoft Intune has the analytics and insights to improve your Windows 11 adoption plan. It gives you complete visibility into the endpoints across your cloud native and co-managed ecosystem to help you plan your Windows 11 adoption with confidence. Intune collects necessary data to create hardware inventory and application compatibility report, which I showcased you. When you select the device that are compliant with Windows 11, you are creating a more secure hardware baseline. Okay. Now wait, I'll show you. So if I go to this reports and if I go to that reports and here if I see this endpoint analytics, here you will be able to see the difference, the baseline that is getting created. Now, if I click on the startup performances, it will give me all the informations, all the details that are basically utilizing my in my organization. See, core boot score, it is less, so I have to make sure that these devices needs to be, the RAM. I guess it's less. Okay. Core boot group policy, there is no policy applied. That is the reason it is getting properly booted. We don't have anything to share you with right now. That means they do not have any recommendations. If it would have been below a particular score, they would have told us what remediations needs to be done. So if you have a remediation report as well, that it will also give you some script at the back end that you can proactively deploy from the backend, and it will get implemented on those devices, which will overcome the problem which has been faced by that user. So sometimes you see that your system is getting started very slow, so the end user will come to you and ask you that my system is slow, please help us with increase the RAM or hard disk. Then you say that there is no requirement to increase the RAM, we'll do something. But again, 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, it works fine. And again, after 4 day, the same problem. Because we don't know what is causing the problem. Okay. But this Windows analytics or endpoint analytics will give you these informations. Like you can come to know that what is causing the problem. Secondly, I can also see the information on I can set a settings also. Yeah, I can create these baselines accordingly. So I have the control under myself, and I can remediate it accordingly, and so that if there is any user who is going to make some noise, you can easily overcome it by deploying all these informations. Okay, this is one. Secondly, secondly is Windows Autopilot. So Windows Autopilot is basically to overcome a traditional approach of making a system ready. So earlier, what you used to do, you used to, if there are many people or many employees hired, and if you wanted to make the system ready, so you assign more resources to make those system ready, deploy operating system, then Window Office application, then all the LOB line of business application needs to be installed, configured, and so on, right? Now, what we have over here is with Windows Autopilot, these options or this uh, interference of the IT people will be automatically, become very less, very less. Why? Because you will create a policy depending upon the user from the backend, depending upon the user profile, and as soon as that user or that criteria or condition matches, The user, as soon as the user logs in with his email ID and password, automatically that policy will be get applied from the backend. So thanks to Intune and Azure AD Premium over here, where your Windows Autopilot are coming into picture. So in Windows Autopilot, you will enter a hardware ID and you will apply it to a user. That is, let's say Neeraj Pandey has this HP ka laptop. As soon as that a hardware ID matches and user ID and password also matches, it will fetch all the policies that are created in the backend, and it will get added to your system. Your system will become ready within hardly within 90 minutes. Your system is ready, where it was taking almost 7 to 8 hours to keep your system ready. Today it is less than that. So there is a company in the South America that was facing challenges with respect to same thing. So they had this problem of creating system that was taking 500 to 600 minutes. Today that has been came down to 100 minutes because of Windows Autopilot. Okay, now Microsoft Intune and Windows Autopatch will help you to make sure that your systems are up to date, and your policies are being pushed, and only application which is required, which has been allowed by the IT administrator from the backend, only those will be available. Okay, and endpoint analytics I have showcased you. Now let me show you about endpoint protection. Now over here in the endpoint security, as I said, there are so many devices that are being managed from my from my system, right? So if I refresh this and if I open this desktop VOD, that is my desktop VM. Okay, so if I click on sync, whatever policies I have applied over here, it will get refreshed, it will get applied to their devices. Let me just show you. Okay, yeah, so settings. Okay, so I go to accounts, I go to sign in, sorry, access work school. This is MDM, you say info, and here you see all the policies that I have applied from the backend. Okay, and these are the synchronization status. So it has been successfully synchronized. No, not yet. It will take some time. Okay, now let us see what all applications are being installed in the system. Microsoft Edge is there. Hardware. Let us see what all devices hardware I have. 5 GB of RAM has been assigned. That is correct. Uh, Managed apps. Any applications if I have moved from the if I have pushed from the backend, that will also get visible over here. Now I go to recovery keys. This is your BitLocker encryption. If I have pushed any BitLocker encryption policy from the backend, again those things will be recovered or will be visible over here. Okay, so let me just go back. Okay. Secondly, I will show you one more this thing, that is, I am going to do some attack on my system so that you will come to know that these things are much more secured in a better way. Okay, I have applied many policies. I have done all the things that is required over here. So as I said, block at first sight is available. So when you click on block at first sight, you will come to know that it will download a file, and it will block as soon as it sees it. Okay, it gives you a message also that this isn't commonly downloaded, but still I know that it is not that bad. I click on the three dots and keep it, and I say yes, keep it. Now the file will be saved. Okay, the file will not get downloaded, and I can see that it's a threat. Now allow it some time depending upon the internet and the policies that you have applied. I can manage these security alerts from the security incident and alerts portal. So if I go to incidents over here, I will be able to see how many threats have been detected in my virtual machines or in my system, in my endpoints. As soon as there is any red flags, anything that is causing a lot of problems in my endpoint, it will be reflected over here. So unfortunately, I do not have as of now, but I did have three to four, very very deadly deadly viruses that created a lot of problems. Let me see if I can show you. Can you see this laptop one? This was the previous one. So it said that there were nine active alerts, four were active incidents. So since I have removed that device, it is not giving me those informations. Nevertheless, see how many devices, how many configuration management is there. Okay, so you get all the informations from here. After some time, if I try to double click on that, uh, let us see that. Okay, again, if I try to keep it, but it is telling me now. If I go to that antivirus, if I go to that antivirus, and if I keep it, and if I ask that virus to keep it, okay, I go to settings, virus and threat. I say protection history. You can see I say that action allow. Okay, I will also allow that threat which is over here. Now this has been removed. Okay, now let's see after some time it will be visible in my admin portal. Let us do some more attack on this system. I say uh, I say app, let's go for app reputation. Now if I open this known good program, what is gonna happen? This program should run. Okay, this will run. It will not give you any problem. Okay, this is an app with established reputation. Now if I open this unknown program, it will tell me that the smart screen have already showcased a warning message. And if I keep this, and if I open the file, I will get a message. This could have been undetected malware. Okay, and if I keep this known malware, see, it has already automatically blocked. Now if I open this file will get executed. It will also tell me that don't run this. It will not allow you. I say enable this. I say enable this. I go to virus and threat. I go to protection history. Okay, give it some time. It will also give you those information that where it has found those you know uh, viruses. Let me just refresh this. Now Microsoft Defender for Endpoint has a concept of EDR, that is endpoint detection and reduction. Endpoint detection and response. Now what it does is, it is not like your normal antivirus. Okay, antivirus will stop, or antivirus will detect that there is a virus. It will depending upon a signature based signature based viruses, it will get detected. But your EDR will also detect any if there are any viruses which are behavioral based. Like for example, if I am taking a remote of any server, and yeah, if I'm running a script, now within that script, if there is any hidden motive or any hidden command that is connecting to another server, and from there it is changing the script, changing the registry of a particular program, and then from there it is trying to share informations to some other resource, then these things will be taken care or will be blocked by your EDR. It will not allow the attack to happen. That lateral movement that is happening from one place to the other place will not happen with if EDR is being implemented in your system. Okay, it's that traversal movement that is happening which will be taken care by your EDR response. So I say reputation based. I guess yes, it is allowed. So I have to start my system, restart my system, so that there, if there is any problem, it will get detected. Okay, let me just try to give you more information about. Yeah. Now, every organization, every user who is using Office 365 have a concept of secure score. You can easily go and check what is your secure score in your O365 security portal. So if you click on the security, here you will be able to see the secure score option. It will give you what is the score, what is the security score in your organization. Accordingly, you can do those recommended actions that needs to be taken care. See this, these are completed. If I complete the other one as well, what will happen? It will improvise it. It will take. So if I, let us say, if I have to do this, deploy a log collector. So I go this. Okay, so I just have to enable this by going into Cloud App Security and enable it. So this will again increase 0.43%. Okay, accordingly, you can see that these many things are needs to be enabled. Similarly, you also have identity score in your Azure Active Directory. Okay, so here I will be able to get what is the identity secure score of my Azure ID, Azure Active Directory identities. Again, there are certain steps, there are recommendations that needs to be taken care, which you can do it by procuring some correct licenses and deploying it and implementing it. See this. So these are some scores that you should take care. And one of the neglected score which is available in your Office 365 is your adoption score. Okay. Here adoption score will give you an information about how people are leveraging these workloads, how effectively they are using these workloads. Okay. Now this is divided into 8 different metrics. One is communication, one is meeting, then content collaboration, teamwork, mobility, endpoint analytics, network connectivity, and Microsoft 365 apps health. So if you click on that apps health, you will get a more detail, more granular level detail. And here you can see that the how it is giving you that information. So 0% of devices on the current channel are running supported version of M365 apps. Because it's a demo, I have not installed anything anywhere. That is the reason it is 000 everywhere. But let me show you the adoption score for communication. So again, adoption communication means how many users are leveraging, or how many frequent, what is the frequency of your mails, responses to emails with at the rate mentions and without at the rate mentions, and last but not the least, chat messages. Okay, so adoption score should also be leveraged, and last, compliance score should also be leveraged. So today is for 49%. I have to make sure that it is beyond a particular level. It should be almost trying to keep it 100. But again, correct license will help you to achieve this. Okay. So this is about your security, simplified IT IT endpoint management. And last but not the least is your collaboration. Okay, now productivity and collaborations, and you have Microsoft Teams, so that it's a hub for all of your, for so that you can have a chat, create teams, meetings, and everything together. You can leverage the new patterns of work through Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, and Microsoft Loop, and making sure that all your employees are empowered with the new way you are working, and get the best solution out of your existing O365, that is Microsoft Viva. Okay, now these all are freely available to you in your existing O365 solution with seeded version. Okay, when I say seeded version means some of the features which I'm talking about may not be available in your seeded version. So you have to have premium version of Viva. This is your meeting notes while joining a meeting, and you'll see how things are. People are writing it. Okay, new patterns of work. This is your Outlook. So you can open it. You can add at the rate, mention somebody's name, and it will automatically get shared with that user. See, while you were away, people have changed it, and when you click on it, you will see what are the changes that has been taken care or done. See. Engage and empower your employees with Microsoft Viva. Microsoft Viva is a tool, is a seeded version, freely available with you on your in your existing Office 365 license. You can see focus time is there. You can have some sort of mindful exercises. You can do those, listen to those breather exercises of breathing in, breathing out for 1 minute. That will create a lot of impact on your, day to day. If you are feeling stressed out, you can try these features which are available in your Office 365, Microsoft Teams specifically. Okay. Now I will open the, you know if you have any questions, you can ask me, or if you want me to showcase you something again, I am ready to showcase you, or if you have any other things, any concern, feel free to ask me, because I'm done from the demo part. So secure credentials, Dharamdat Sharma, Venkatesh PS, if you have any question.
Nothing from my end.
Okay. Dharamdat Sharma. Okay, I request everybody to please fill that form, because we are done. Means I'm done from my end. So I would like to thank all of you to, for taking out your important time and attending the session. For any requirement or anything, or any question, if you wanted to have a uh, one-on-one session, offline discussion, feel free to reach out to me. I will be happy to connect with all of you, so that we can take this forward in your organization. Okay. So thank you everyone, and take care of yourself.
Thank you.
Chalo.